From afar, one would pass it as a conventional car, but for a person who's well conversant with different models of cars, as well as their components, the difference is clear. These two models, a Nissan Leaf and a Nissan ENV200, are purely electric. The shift to renewable energy is gaining momentum as countries and companies minimize global warming. Automakers are realigning their production lines to shift or increase in capacity to make electric vehicles. Some Kenyans have already embraced the idea and have shipped in electric vehicles.
The electric car is zero emission. So when we want to address issues to do with climate change, it's one of the best initiatives we can adapt so that we can zero rate our emissions and meet our climate change objectives as a country.
The unique features of these electric cars make it not just friendly to the environment, but also to the pocket.
Cost effective, because if you compare the cost of the fuel and cost of the power that you're going to use to charge it, it's far much cheaper. It's quite fast, and this service free, because for that car you don't service it. There is no oiling and that type of stuff. So you only need to change your brake pads maybe, and maybe your tires, nothing else.
In addition, it has no exhaust pipes, thus does not make any noise. An electric car possesses an inbuilt lithium-ion battery where energy to run the vehicle is stored. The car then releases the energy stored in the batteries, eliminating the need for combustion, which pollutes the environment.
Seems like an engine, since we have the battery. The battery controls all the electrical parts of all the auxiliary parts, like the lights, opening the doors. And here we have this is called the inverter, and all the electrical systems that are connected here. Just below this, we have the motor that now drives the wheels. So there's no engine in here. We only have these components and the motor. Under the seats is where we ideally get like a fuel tank, but it's the battery, a really big battery, about 24 kilowatt hours. That's what through this powers the motor. And once you press the pedal, like just how you move in a car, this sends signals to the motor, and electricity flows to the motor and you move.
When the car is fully charged, the battery uses 24 units of power, which is equivalent to about 500 shillings, and can drive for a distance of 120 kilometers.
Let's say you didn't plan your journey well and you find yourself stranded. There's something called the range anxiety, where this car ideally should give 120, but you had the lights on, you had the system on, and you have like 5 kilometers to go and the car just dies on you. That's where now the pains of having such a car comes in, because you'll have to go to find someone to tow you.
On the other hand, it will cost you about 1,200 shillings to fuel a similar vehicle to travel the same distance, making the electric car a cheaper option. It's of an electric car over a combustion engine car is that it is cheap, other than it is environmentally friendly. But one thing you have to know is that you have to plan your journey when you're using an electric car. You can just make impromptu journeys, because on a single charge, a car like this can take you from here, we're in Karen at this moment, to Thika and back on a 24-hour kilowatt. But there are other cars which have 30 and 40 kilowatt hour, meaning they can take you longer trips. The biggest challenge for owners of electric vehicles in Kenya is charging stations, as well as infrastructure to support optimum functioning of an electrical car.
Once Kenyans get to understand what this car is about and see it cheap, and they are assured by the government that once you buy this car, the infrastructure is coming, and you won't pay taxes, and everybody will go there. So yes, the infrastructure is very much necessary, like service stations. You see, this is not can't just take this to any mechanic.
We are currently engaging government to see what we can work with them in terms of incentives to really encourage people to go electric.
Besides these two vehicle models, there are other models of electric cars like the Tesla, which offer bigger battery range, though they are not yet to be introduced in the country, as well as several models like Chrysler, Ford, Honda and Toyota. If motorists switch to electric cars, streets will be quieter, the air will be cleaner, and people will spend less on powering the vehicles. Caroline Jenga reporting for Business, insights.